Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a midweek preview. We've got Premier League and Championship action this week, so let's get straight into it with Brighton versus Nottingham Forest on the Tuesday. And yeah, this is an interesting game. Brighton not been a disastrous start of the De Zerbi, but two losses and a draw, but two of them have been Tottenham and Liverpool, but they need to get a result here against a struggling Forest side who may also see this as an opportunity here. But I think Brighton at home, this is a great opportunity to get the first win under the new gaffer, and I think they will do. I'm going to say 2-0 to BHAFC. Moving on then to Palace as they take on Wolves at Selhurst Park. And yeah, like we kind of suspected for Palace, he had some easier games recently, and yeah, it has been a bit of an upturn in form with a win against Leeds and a draw away at Leicester. Tough place to go even with, therefore. Wolves, a big win though last time out, so they'll come into this one in confidence, but I think Palace will see this as another victory to get them going again properly. Wolves maybe see it as an opportunity here, but I think Palace will come into this one as favourites, especially with Wolves still managed, so I'm going to say 2-1. Moving on then to Wednesday's game, and yeah, a game that you feel could still be a big game near the rear end of the Premier League come the end of the season, with Bournemouth taking on Southampton. But Bournemouth, they're 1-0, just going along brilliantly at the moment. Southampton struggling, did get a draw against West Ham last night, though, which is a good result, but they are now in the relegation zone with Wolves winning. So yeah, they do need to start finding some results from somewhere, but Bournemouth, this will definitely be a tough place to go. But I can see Southampton going there and getting a point. I thought they were better against West Ham, so yeah, I'm going to say 1-1. Moving on then to Brentford as they take on Chelsea at the Brentford Community Stadium. After that 5-1 defeat against Newcastle, massive confidence booster for Brentford last time out with that win against Brighton. Against Chelsea side though, that will come into this one, absolutely flying under Graham Potter. Really good start under him. 5 wins on the trot now, going on really nicely. So yeah, this will be a tough game, a tough London derby, definitely for Brentford, but I think they already knew that coming into this one, didn't they, really? But yeah, I do think Chelsea are definitely favourites for this one, and I'm going to say it'll be 2-0 to Chelsea. Moving on then to Newcastle as they take on Everton at St James's Park, and yeah, Newcastle going along really nicely at the moment. Point at Old Trafford last time out, really solid performance to keep it tight at the back. I think that's key to Newcastle's success, as well as 9 goals in the last 3 games, obviously none last time out as well. But yeah, taking on Everton side who are much improved but have lost the last 2 though, so good time for Newcastle to be playing them, especially in form as well, home advantage, so yeah, you'd expect that to convert to a victory at home for Newcastle. Moving on then to Liverpool as they take on West Ham at Anfield, and Liverpool, are they finally back? A 7-1 win against Rangers, and then even more impressively for me, that 1-0 win against Man City at Anfield. I think they are back now. And yeah, I think they'll come into this one against West Ham, who are still struggling a bit, feeling very confident. So I am going to say it will be a 2-0 win for Liverpool. Moving on then to Manchester United as they take on Tottenham at Old Trafford, and yeah, Man United, they'll come into this one, I don't know, kind of, are they feeling a bit more confident now? Obviously had that draw against Newcastle, which was frustrated, but you know, they're still going along relatively nicely under Ten Hag. Same can be said about Tottenham under Conte, so yeah, this is a good game, and it's going to be a really hard one to call between two sides who will be looking forward to getting into the Champions League this season, you'd imagine. I'm going to say it'll be a 1-1 draw this one. Moving on then to Fulham as they take on Aston Villa at Craven Cottage, and yeah, Fulham, I think they'll be coming into this one feeling relatively confident, you know, obviously going along pretty nicely at the moment. Had that draw against Bournemouth last night, it would have liked to win it, but you know, Bournemouth going along well at the moment. It's not a terrible result against the Villa side who, yeah, are very hit and miss. Obviously had that quite poor performance against Chelsea last month, so I think both teams will be coming to this one feeling confident, but I think 2-1 for them. I think that they'll have the advantage at home. Moving on then to Leicester against Leeds, and yeah, Leicester, they'll come into this one, I think, yeah, look, they are improving, you'd say, but they would have wanted a win against Palace last month. I think they will be seeing this as must win against the Leeds side that is struggling in the last 5 or 6 games. Yeah, just a few draws to show for it, really. So yeah, I think this is a game where Leicester really do need to get something out of it. And will they get something out of it? I think they will do. I think they're going to nick a tight, scrappy 2-1 home win. Moving on then to the Championship action this week, and starting off on Tuesday with 6 games. Huddersfield against Preston. Big game for Huddersfield, because obviously it looked like they were improving under Fotheringham, but had that really disappointing 2-1 loss to Rotherham, which was a bad result, and yeah, they're still 3 points adrift of staying up or going outside the relegation zone against Preston side, who are going along. Were going on pretty nicely, but have lost the last 2 now, so they need a result to recover as well. So I think both teams see it as an opportunity to react. I'm going to say it'll be a draw, 1-1. Moving on then to Norwich as they take on Luton at Carrow Road. And yeah, Norwich, they were coming into this one, 2 losses on the trot, draw against Reading game before that, not good enough for a team like Norwich really, and they need to get some wins on the belt just to regain some confidence against the Luton side. Obviously got a massive win last time out against QPR, and I haven't lost for quite a while now, so yeah, I think they'll be feeling quite confident, but I think Norwich at home, it's a good opportunity to get back on track. I think it'll be tight, but I don't know, I've got a feeling they're going to do it 2-1. Moving on then to Swansea as they take on Reading in a big game, kind of in the race to get in the playoffs already at this stage. Obviously Swansea were on a really good run, but 4 wins on the trot, but then they lost to Burnley 4-0, which was really disappointing. Pirro banned for this game as well, which will hurt them. Reading though, kind of starting to peter out, maybe as expected after a great start to the season, just 1 point from the last 3, but they have been some tough games, so yeah, but I think Swansea at home will definitely fancy their chance here, even without Pirro. 2-0 to the Swans. Moving on then to Blackburn as they take on Sunderland at Ewood Park, and Blackburn, it's just impossible to analyse them at the moment. They'll win one game and then they'll lose the next, and they're just so inconsistent. It's really, I don't know, it's the Championship really, isn't it? And then you got Sunderland in Knights, got a big win last time out, were struggling to score. I hope that's catalyst for more goals, and they can really start to kick on now, but travelling to Blackburn, it will be a tough game. I'm going to say Blackburn will win the streak and they'll pick up 2 wins on the trot. Moving on then to Stoke as they take on Rotherham at the Bet365 Stadium, and Stoke coming into this one off the back of 2 wins on the trot against 2 really solid Championship sides as well in Sheffield United and Preston, so it definitely looks like they're turning the corner under O'Neill against the Rotherham side though that will be boosted by that win against Huddersfield, but still before that not the best run of form. Huddersfield not a great side, so can they translate it into a solid run? I guess we'll have to see, but I'm going to say 2-1 to Stoke in this one. I think Stoke will have a bit too much for them. Moving on then to West Brom against Bristol City, and West Brom picking up a massive win last time out against Reading, who obviously have had a really good start to the season. So Nasty Bruce is gone, Beale in charge as takeover as interim. I think they will go on a bit of a run now against Bristol City side, who do seem to be struggling quite a lot. Obviously had that win against Preston, except for that, not much to shout about recently for them. So I think I am going to say a double win for West Brom, and now I can kind of see them almost starting to shoot up the table. Moving on then to Wednesday's Championship action, and we're going to start things off at St Andrews with Birmingham against Burnley, and Birmingham picking up 2 wins on the trot, but Burnley now really starting to get in their drive under Vincent Company. Haven't lost for a while, since the 12th of August I don't think, but starting to translate some draws into wins now, which was really crucial for them, and I think they'll come into this one full of confidence. Even a good side like Birmingham in good form, I don't know, I feel like Burnley will still have a bit too much, so I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on then to Blackpool as they take on Hull at Bloomfield Road, and Blackpool, they're coming into this one, I thought they were maybe on a slippery slope, but they picked up 5 points from Sheffield United, Watford and Sunderland, so that's a really, really good run for them. But Hull, defence is just so leaky, they're not scoring goals anymore. Stupidan's kind of stopped scoring really, they need a good result here, but I think Blackpool will definitely be fancying their chances coming into this one, and I'm going to say it'll be a 1-0 home win. Moving on then to Coventry as they take on Sheffield United at the Coventry Building Society Arena, and Coventry, that was a big win last time out against Cardiff. Obviously had that loss to Burnley, but that's excusable. They're starting to find a rhythm now, but against Sheffield United side, who obviously couldn't beat a 9-man at Blackpool last time out, so that will be disappointing. They need a win now to get back on track, but other teams, Norwich etc, faltering, so but they do need a win to get back on track, and I think they will have too much for them here. I'm going to say 2-0 to Blades. Moving on then to Wigan as they take on Middlesbrough at the DW Stadium, and Wigan, it's just inconsistent, isn't it? 2 wins, 3 losses from the last 5, and for Middlesbrough 2 losses on the trot now after what looks to be a promising start. It's just still not clicking for them, is it? Even since Chris Wilder's gone, that's disappointing. I think it's a game that both teams will fancy their chance in, a game that you really feel like could go either way, to be honest, but I don't know, I fancy Borough. I've got a feeling they're going to get back on track here. Moving on then to QPR against Cardiff at Loftus Road. QPR had that disappointing result against Leeds after going on such a great run prior to that, and kind of a similar story for Cardiff really, with that loss to Coventry. So yeah, it's a game where both teams want to react, but QPR being at home, still the better side on paper. Cardiff still sitting in 19th in the table, so quite low. And yeah, QPR in 4th. I do feel like QPR will see this as a perfect opportunity to bounce back here, and I think they will do. I'm going to say it'll be 1-0 to QPR. I'm finishing things off with a bit of a London derby, with Millwall taking on Watford. And yeah, Millwall come into this one off the back of, they're starting to improve, I would say, but, still not quite there yet. And a Watford side who obviously picked up a good win against Norwich at the weekend, and they need to translate it into some consistent form under Slaven Bilic, which hasn't really happened since he took it either. But still, I'm going to say Watford for the win here. I think they may just have a bit too much for Millwall. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, news, hot comments down below, and follow this show for daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel. No, greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.